and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we'll be working on stage 75 of the Moomin House from D'Agostini. Kind of cool, we have one wall done. That's what we finished in stage 74. And we're starting on windows at this point for another of the walls, I believe. We don't have the wall done so much as we have the framework for a wall done. So let's get this out. And there is a lot to this pack. So first floor, actually this looks like two windows. So we have the first floor surround, and then the ground floor surround. First floor window detail, which is here. Ground floor window detail, a couple of cornices, top strips, which are the left and right pieces here, two windows, or well, window frames. These here are the windows. We have part 3, which is the vertical strips. We've got the horizontal strips, which are part 4. There's four of each of those, and then we have window sills. Like I said, quite a lot going on in this pack. Quite a few parts, and I'm actually kind of excited to see how it goes together. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, so once we get these surfaces, these put together, they're going to want us to paint them white. Up to step 9, there will be repeated to make 2 frames. Okay. So we need two vertical strips. We'll go ahead and move these up here for each one. 2 horizontal strips for each one. And you need to make sure that not so much on the vertical strips, but on the horizontal strips, those pieces have got to face themselves. These pieces with the carve out. This part here and this part here. And then these, let's see, it says beveled side. Make sure parts are level. I don't see that there's actually a beveled side. I do see that there is a, oh, now I see what they're talking about. But I'm not seeing really well how they're actually facing them. Okay. Instructions just say beveled side. They don't really show how much of a bevel it is, and they don't really talk about it too much. The beveled side matches up with the curve on the bottom frame. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in there. Slide this into place. Wipe off the excess, especially on the inside. Do the same thing on the other side, making sure that my bevels are correct. Probably be better if I was using the pin vise for this, so I don't end up with so much excess glue. Need to make sure that these are square as well. Let me go ahead and set it like this. Put a little bit of glue in here and in there. Turn this over, make sure that my sills are on the inside, not the outside. Get the excess glue off, and you can see how much that is actually shifting left and right. Got a little bit excess in here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it here. Make sure that it is straight. Actually, set it down here where I can see both corners. And it is lined up here and here. So now we can do the same thing on this one. Oops. Get it facing the right way. Get started on here. Get way too much glue in there. I'm going to do the same thing on the top here. Slide this in. Clean off the excess. Slide this one in. Clean off the excess from it as well. Or just drop the piece off of it. Don't see exactly where it went. There it is. Slide those two pieces on. Get the excess off of here. And off of here. See if I can put a little bit less glue in here this time. Make sure that bevel is facing the right direction. Slide these together. Again, excess glue to clean off, but not as much as there has been. Set this in place here. Make sure it is square. And then pause the camera for a few minutes while I let those two pieces set up a little bit. I will be back once I get the glue, or I mean, not the glue, once I get the paint that I need to put on there. Okay, these are dried. I've moved them over to a different mat so that I don't screw up the actually brand new mat. I'm breaking chunks off of, kind of bad that I'm breaking chunks off the white paint. I hope it's actually good. Let's see what I get if I put it in here. Hopefully it's good enough. Might be a little bit thick. That should be okay. It's craft paint. Should work. I'm just looking. They just say to paint the inside of the window frame. So, wow, brush is a little bit hair stiff. It doesn't look from the pictures like they are looking for a perfect job. They're just looking for some white paint on here. I'm sure there's going to be a wall behind, or wall covering in front of and behind this. I'll probably end up having to do a couple of coats to get it to look decent without brush marks, etc. Maybe not. It's actually coming together pretty well. Just let that one sit for a minute. And I got out way too much paint, by the way. But it's craft paint. So it's craft paint. It's old craft paint. Using an old brush. Both of them are actually ready to go. I don't know why I use my brushes for as long as I do, but I use them until they fall apart, basically. Oh no! That could be an issue. I have a gap. I'll fix that off camera because I might end up breaking something. And you guys don't want to hear that. I know some of you do want to hear that, but you don't want to hear that. I don't want it on my channel. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a real quick once over on this one. That one looks okay. This one looks pretty good, except for that one spot, and this side over here had a lot of build up on that side. Okay. Let me see about clean brush. Almost time to change out the water on my brush cleaner. Something, and I will show you something that I do. Let me get this a little bit more. Something that I do to recondition my brushes a little bit. You never know what I'm going to do in a stream or in a video. But I have this brush cleaner, preserver. You know, this is pretty well worn. But do a little bit of water on here and run it through this stuff. And there's multiple kinds. I use this one. What I do is I sit there and I brush back and forth on my palm, because what the soap does, because that's all, I think that's all that is that reconditioning stuff is a type of soap. Go ahead and clear that out. But what it does is it gives something for the particles, the paint particles, to grab a hold of. And so they tend to come off your brush with the soap. Not the best brush by far, but well worth trying to keep using it for a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to give it one shot before I pause the camera. I don't know that that's going to be a huge issue. What I'm going to try and do real quick, hopefully this won't break anything, is beautiful. Look at that. Pushed it together, 2 quick hits with a tiny hammer. I was afraid I was going to end up breaking something. So let me get the paint tray out of the way, and we will press on. So it says to turn these around and put double-sided tape on the back. You can see, there is a bevel to these. They will match the bevel on the windows. So you turn these face down. It probably would be best to turn them face down on a clean surface, not to get paint on them. set all this on here. You can also tell the front and the back, not only from the bevels there, but you get injection marks. So you take your tape, as we've done so many times before. It's always fun to find the end. Take your tape, pull out as much as you think you're going to need, and then stick it onto the window frame. And initially, when I read to use the double-sided tape, I initially had the thought of putting it between the sides and the top, on here and here. And then I realized I have the exact same kind of window in front of me, and those are just on the outside. I literally have that type of window in front of me in the shop. So the next one, try and make it a little bit shorter so I don't have excess to cut off. So come on. There we go. Grab a hold of it. That one I moved over a little bit. My goal is to not have any of the tape itself showing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off of it right now. If I can get a hold of it. Set it there. The backing I have found only sits down onto the table without any fight when you do the side that had the sticky, that was against the sticky part of the tape. So this one can be a little bit shorter. The reason I take the backing off is in case I actually run into the tape, the other piece of tape. This way I'm not pulling the tape back off when I pull the backing off the tape going the other direction. There's that one. Where'd you go? I always lose the end of the tape. That should be enough there. Set that on there. See right there. I actually ran that across the top of the other piece of tape. Had I not peeled the backing paper off, the backing plastic actually off, when I peeled it off, it would be lifting this tape. So the next thing you do, remove the protective film from both sides. You can see down here, they've actually got it set up to where you can get the film off. I'm doing my best not to touch the plastic of the window at all. The flat side at least. And static clean from that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here first, so that I have the ability to push it on here like that. And then I'll peel this second piece off. Just like that. And again, the static from the plastic. And there is the window, which is going to sit in the frame like this. Place tabs in frame. Fix in place with quick drying glue. Not actually going to do that because quick drying glue, also known as CA, will fog the glass. So we're going to well, actually, instead, we're not going to use that because it turns yellow, or it is yellow and it dries yellow. So we're going to put a little bit of white glue into each of these spots, just like that. Just a little drop. Then we're going to turn this over. Make sure you turn, if you're building this, make sure you turn it over. You want the plastic window to the back because the beveled edges are on the outside. And then you're just going to set this down into the frame, push it into place. Make sure you get it all the way down. It's kind of funny because what's happening is the plastic is keeping it pushed out a little bit. So I'm going to push these down. Got a little bit of paint there. I'm going to push these down like this, and hopefully the window will stay where it's supposed to be. That's why they're saying to use quick drying glue, because it's pushing from the back here because, okay. Note to self, second one I will put together, I'll put the tape on it, and then I'll put this into the frame first because it will actually fit. This one may cause problems. It fits that way. Does it fit this way? Ah, there is the issue. It fits left to right. It does not fit top to bottom. So you can't, I was thinking what I would do is put it in from the back. That will not work because you got an overlap right there. So close up this glue bottle, let this sit for a minute. I'm going to take this one, do the tape on it, put the window on it, and put it together, and we'll be back after they are both dried and ready to go forward. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I tried one with super glue to go along with the one that has the regular glue. So the white glue appears to have stuck pretty good. And I also saw that the super glue stuck down pretty good. Mostly. It's kind of coming up a little bit. Let me put a little bit more in this spot. Push it down. The key thing is these need to stay now that can't be right. They must go on here like this. We'll have to see how that goes on there. So it says to take the cornice and the lower molding and position them like this. So we got the cornice, the lower molding, both of them. And we will use quick drying glue, and we are actually going to try and bend these parts. I hope it works out. Surface with the lines face up. So like I said, hope it works out. Let's set these up here. So we're going to take the part with the molding first. You can see this part is curved, this part is not. So like I said, Here we have an experiment to see how well this is going to work. I'm sure it works. Otherwise, they would have changed it by now. I'm just never really enthused at bending wood without any water. So we're going to take this part here and line it up. Almost drop it on the floor instead. Let's try this again. Line it up here with the marks and the edges. See if we can make it stay in place. Let me put the other clamp on this side. And I'll let it sit there for a minute while I check my phone. I will be back. Okay, I actually went back and did the top as well. So let's take a look and see how it came out. Looks good. Actually pretty impressed. So now it says to fix the sill right up to this round. Oh, I actually got ahead of myself. I was supposed to put this on here first. Like this. And we're going to use quick drying, or let's see, quick drying glue, also known as super glue. Don't need near as much on this, I don't think, as I did on the first piece. So we're going to stick that on there. Like that. It needs to be right up to the edge there. The glue needs not to leak everywhere like it just did. So then we put this piece on, then we are supposed to put this part on, and it is going to slightly curve. So let me put some glue on here. Corners are probably going to be the most important part to do. Drop this on here like this. Line up this edge and clamp. Line up this edge. Throw a clamp on there as well, so that it looks like that. Then we take one of these windows and we use quick drying glue to attach it to the back here. Matter of fact, I should be able to do that while it is. First floor windows now to work on the ground floor, but I should be able to line this up while the clamps are on there. We get out some more super glue. Get this residual. I don't think that's residual glue or residual. Not sure if it's residual super glue or if it is carpenter's glue, the wood glue. Get this, clean off the top of the bottle before it starts getting really bent sticky. We're going to do a little bit of glue along this edge. Do the same along the other edge. Same over here. If you notice, I'm starting to turn the pin when I dip it in because this glue that I'm using does tend to string. Okay. So there is a top and a bottom. No, there is no top or bottom to this. So we just line this up. Come on. Nope, 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 nope. The problem is that glue makes it slippery. Line it up like that. Clamp. Yeah, that should be good enough. Clamp it there. Clamp it there. I'm actually going to clamp all four corners so that it is making, whoops, full contact. Better if I clamp down here and not on the windowsill. And maybe one in the middle on each side. We won't worry about the top and bottom. I was going to, but then I thought about it. So now we need to do the exact same thing for the other window. Interesting. Oh, because, no, that's not completely curved. We'll have to see how that comes out. This one actually has some extra pieces. Oh, I see why. It's going to create a roof on top. So let's get these. We're going to cut these loose. And I'll show you what I was talking about in a second. Get these, like I said, let me get these cut loose. A little bit off there. That one there. This is scrap. Set it up there for right now just to make sure. Take the file just to smooth these out. Do the same here. These two pieces are going to go together. If I can grab them. They're going to go together like this. But not yet. They wait until everything else is done. So first thing we're going to do, same thing we did before, is we're going to do the windowsill using the super glue. I'm actually very impressed with the way this is going together. These windows are actually pretty impressive. So line this up best I can with the lines here. Here, push it down and clamp it. clamp it here in the middle. We won't worry about that. Super glue does cure really pretty fast. So we'll give this about 10 seconds and then we'll press on. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'll go ahead and take this one off. Fooled you this time. I didn't finish the top one. Take that off. Get this piece. Make sure I put glue on it on the right side. Pretty sure you figured I would come back and this would be completely done. Didn't do it this time. So we take this one, put it into place here, line up the edges, make sure it's pushed down. That should stay. We're going to take this one here, turn it around just like we did the last one. Glue. You guys can't see what the way I'm looking. Every time I pick this up, there's huge strings of glue. I just stuck myself to the part. We're going to line this up with the bottom edge here. Push it on. Come on. Have it slide. It's kind of funny. The super glue sticks really fast, sticks really hard, but until it sticks, it's slippery. So we got this one in place here. It's saying make level in the back when these pieces go on here. So now this is going to go on up here. We're going to have to bend it. Go ahead and move these dowels. This one could be a little bit tricky because it is kind of small. Well, got the glue on. Now, without gluing myself to the part, see if I can get it put on here. Again, same thing as before. Clip it here. Clip it here. Actually, you know what? They aren't expecting you to clip it like that. That's what those pieces are for. I don't know why they didn't do that on this one. But I'm thinking what they're expecting. Oh no, those gets clipped. Never mind. We're going to clip this on here. It's already most of the way stuck. Ah, there it went. There went the clip. Okay, so what we're going to do is get a drop of glue in there. I was looking at that other one the wrong way. What we're doing is the front edge of this. When we put this on, the front edge is going to be flush with this, and the back edge is going to be flush with the back of the roof piece. It also says, let me go ahead and do this now, to mark these pieces with the 75 so that I know which stage they are from, because there are several windows coming. So rip that off there. Go ahead and set it on here. Grab an implement of destruction. Maybe we should grab one that is working. Okay, that one can go in the trash. I have multiple pens over here. Could also be the tape. Let's go ahead and cut this one. Piece of tape. Take these clamps off of here. See if I can get the tape off the table, for one. Put this on here, see if the tape is actually going to keep the numbers. Looks okay. Looks okay to me. So take that and that off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue here, run it up the roof like this. That should be this one. We're going to set it on here flush with the front and the back. Not, oh, sorry, it's got to go down to the peak. So it's got to sit on here like that. But, like I said, flush front and back. And we'll do the same thing here. We're actually going to make sure that we get glue on the slanted piece there. This piece on the same way. Let me hold it in place for a minute here. And I'll fix the window frame. Okay. I was thinking I got ahead of myself, put these on, but no, the next thing that we do is we grab the window itself. We do the same thing we did on the other side. Put glue on the edges. I'm actually starting to run out of glue here. Part of the problem is it tends to get spread around while you're picking it up. A little bit across here. A little bit across here, and I don't think I've got enough for it. Drop on there. The nice thing is, the quickest way to clean the pad is going to be to hit the glue that's there with some accelerant and then just peel it off after it is solidified. So now, almost put that on the wrong side. That would suck. So now we're going to line up the bottom edges, and the sides. Come on. I felt it when I pushed over here. It popped loose on this side. So definitely need to clamp it together. These clamps are pretty snug. Clamp this side as well. 75 here. We'll put it right here. And that, boys and girls, children of all ages, is all there is to do in this issue. Windows come out pretty fine, I think. This is going to be, I don't know if this is going to be against the wall, how this is going to work. But I'm actually pretty proud of it. Pretty impressed with how it looks. And that is actually going to go on, I'm not sure which wall that is, if that's the next wall we build or what. But it's going to go on, those two are going to go onto that wall. Actually, oh, those are going to go on the first wall we built because there's the stairs. Okay. Matter of fact, let me see. Can I do it? Let's see. You guys don't want to see that. Which one is it? This one here. Nope. It's the other one. See if we can. So you can see over there. There's the Moomin house and the first wall actually in place. You can't actually because I've got the wrong. I always forget that I have to switch cameras. Let me see. Ooh, that was almost bad. Okay. Let's switch. There you can see next to Goofy is the Moomin house. And you can see that first wall framework we did. These will go, the windows I just built will go into that one there and that one there. Probably going to build another one for up there later. Kind of cool. So let me switch back, turn off that camera, and give my outro spiel, which is, hope you're enjoying this build. I'm having a blast with it. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you want to see more of my content. Leave a comment. I love comments. I will respond. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video. Modelmania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Buckman's Modelmania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden